Hello everyone, welcome to this video. I'm Yasushi Ishikawa, teaching professional Fodan. And in this video, I'll be providing the commentary on the semi-final match of Kishin Tournament Europe, the game between Bashka02 and rudobou. So Sente Bashka02 is Mr. Anton Starkevich, who is a former European Shogi Championship winner and also a World Open Shogi Championship winner. So one of the strongest player in Europe. And Gote rudobou, Mr. Taichi Kobayashi, he's also the World Open Shogi Championship winner of the last year. Yes. So let's see the game. So Sente closed the bishop's diagonal but didn't choose the ranging rook and just chose static rook against Ibisha. Maybe Sente likes to play a static rook against ranging rook, not double ranging rook. And from here, Sente pushed the pawn, and this is called Chosoku, silver 3-7 strategy, but it's a little different since Sente already used several moves going up this gold. So, the biggest difference is that usually Goto silver comes here against Chosoku like this and protect the third file. But now it can go up to 5-4, which is a better shape. And he went up the silver. The difference is that the king is a king already moved twice for Gote, and Sente used several moves going up the gold. So the silver doesn't really need to protect the third file because the counter attack is ready now. So this kind of move was also possible, but Gote played carefully, preparing against pawn 3-5. The bishop 5-1. So already it is a little different from the normal Chosoku development. Mm. And so this is what Gote wanted to do. So if Sente pushes this pawn, Gote pushes this pawn. And if the bishop stayed in 3-3, Sente can take the pawn first to attack the bishop. But the bishop is already escaped to 5-1. So the silver should go back and Gote will have an advantage. So Sente can't push the pawn to 3-5. So Sente just played bishop to 7-7. And Gote pushed the pawn. And Sente's silver went back to 3-7. So the position is still almost equal, but as Sente, this is a failure, the opening. Gote got an advantage. So I'm a Nakabisha player. If I can play from this position, I would be very happy as Gote. So, so this is my opinion, but if Sente chose this strategy, closing the bishop's diagonal and playing a static rook against Nakabisha, he should have played the direct Anaguma strategy, not moving the silver and going directly to Anaguma. It was better, I think. This is my recommendation for a strong player. Okay. And now center went back to silver, but again, the position is still almost equal. Not bad for center at all. But Gote's attacking pieces are more active, so it is easier for Gote to play to get an offensive position. So center just develops the castle and go to Anaguma. So Anaguma is always strong, but with the silver here, it's not completed yet, not the strongest castle yet. So Sente should play more patiently from here. So the Ishida shape is very good for Gote. So So this bishop is also a good move to prevent the silver going up to 2-6. So Fentech can do anything. So again, develops the castle, creating the silver crown anaguma. And now Gote started the attack. This is a good move. It's not easy to defend. In the next move, Gote can jump the knight. So and if Sente drops a pawn here, then it will be an exchange of the rooks. And since Sente's gold is still here, if it was in 7-8 square, it's much stronger, the castle. But hmm, so now it's not so comfortable to play the rook exchange game. But he didn't have a other choice, so he just exchanged the rooks and went back the silver. So now Gote's attack succeeded, and Gote got a clear advantage. Hmm. So it was a good decision to start attacking when he played this gold to 8-8. So this rook is too severe, and this pawn is also severe. Mm. So he captured the rook, but mm, this token saves the rook. So if the rook takes, the knight will be taken. If the gold takes the rook, then the position of the gold is very bad, and the castle is too weak. So he just took the knight here. So taking the silver is also possible, but it's better to just exchange the rook here. A little too early to give two rooks. Mm. And again, this pawn uh, is a good move. Just the token to 2-8 was also possible. And he took with the silver, but just escaping everything like this was also possible, I think. It will not be taken soon like this. And this was also possible, I think. But he took with the silver. This is also natural. And the knight drop here. Mm, so I don't know if I see this kind of move, but it was effective in this position, I think. So I forgot to tell you the time control. This is the 10 minutes suddenness time control. So both players have still enough time to finish the game. Hmm. Sente used a little more time, but it's still equal regarding the time. So Sente wants to escape the gold, but this will be the fork. And if Sente escapes the gold here, then so this promoted knight is very annoying. So he chose to give up the gold, but use this silver. Mm. Then the token here. This was a very good move. Please remember not taking the gold immediately. So it seems that this is strong, but Sente can use every piece, and only with the rook and the one bishop, it's not enough to destroy this castle. So and Sente got more materials. So this is what Sente wants to do. So not touching these pieces and just using the token. This is how a strong player play. And he escaped the gold, but the rook here is severe. The silver went back, but hmm, he took the lance, and these generals cannot move. If the silver goes up, then the knight can promote here, so these pieces cannot move. So Gote can take these pieces whenever he wants. And center also took the lance. And Gote took the silver and went up the bishop. Maybe, again, not touching anything and just going up the bishop was better, I think. Since the actual game, the gold can escape here. But still, this is severe. In the next move, Gote will take the gold and drop the gold to 6-7. Center has no general, so difficult to defend. So center played this to exchange the bishops, but he just took and dropped again the bishop. So in the end game, against Naka bishop, when Anaguma, when attacking Anaguma, uh, it's good to exchange the bishop with the general, especially the gold. So center's bishop doesn't really work for defense. So the exchange of the bishop and the gold, sometimes the gold is stronger in the end game, not in the middle game. So center blocked with the knight, but Gote continues attacking with the silver. If the gold escapes, the silver promotes, and again, center should protect the knight, so center ignored here. And here center pushed the pawn to 8-5. This is a natural move for the attack. If Gote takes, then center drop the lance or the pawn here. Pawn or the lance here. And this is very annoying for Gote. For example, the pawn drop, and the next move, center can drop the lance or sacrifice the rook dragon and drop the gold to 8-3. So this is very scary for Gote. So this is unusual attack against Mino in the end game. But here it also created a weakness on Center's castle. So maybe it was a little early, and instead, I think this move was better. Dropping the bishop to 3-5, aiming for the silver drop in 7-1 or bishop drop to 7-1. So Gote can't take the gold with the silver since center can drop the silver in the next move. And if Gote protects, for example, like this, then center forced to use the lance, and Gote has no more material to attack, so it will be easier for center. For example, this attack or one more defensive move using the bishop to this square and then push this pawn. Maybe it was better. In the actual game, there were a very strong attack here. Not taking this pawn, but take the gold. And now sacrificing the bishop. This was very strong. In this position, Gote's king is still safe, so Gote can sacrifice the bishop safely. So it was a very good move here. And center took with the gold and the lance drop here. This is a usual move. So this is the weakness because of this pawn push. So if the silver takes, which is the actual game, but there's no, this is not Tsumedo, so there's nothing, but since it took the lance, and just the knight drop isn't enough because since Gote doesn't have the silver here, Gote should slow down once, and this is not Tsumedo yet, so center has the room to attack or protect one more time. So this is not enough, the knight drop, but the rook dragon here is very severe. And since Sente doesn't have the gold, it's very difficult. Sente can't protect the king. The silver drops here, then the knight drop here, and this is Tsumi. So here Sente tried to get a gold. Maybe it was better. It's a little dangerous, but it was better to do this, not giving the gold. And it was clear, I think. But the actual game is also okay. Sente sacrificed the rook and somehow got the gold and dropped here. But Sente used too many materials, so Sente has no more pieces to attack and also to defense. And so this is also clear. And not the fastest endgame, but just safe. And from here, he just played safely. Maybe he could have played like this. The position will not reverse, but if he plays quickly, the time, this is the 10-minute sudden death of Shogi Wars rule. So both already used much time, and it remains 1 minute for Sente and 1 minute and a half for Gote. So if Sente played this move and played fast from here, then it wasn't easy for Gote to win by checkmate. So, but he played this, and from here, since it doesn't have generals, so so Gote just won the game. So as a summary, first, Gote got an advantage, slight advantage in opening because Sente chose the Chosoku with this gold shape. So Gote played well. And Sente lost moves going up and back the silver. And while Sente is developing the castle, Gote could create Ishida shape and using every pieces and attack at a good timing. So the castle, usually Sente's castle is stronger, but the position of silvers are different, and Gote's position is much better. So this position, rather Gote's castle is stronger than Sente, and Gote could use the knight. So this position is better for Gote. And the exchange of the rooks happened. Sente tried to defend somehow, but again, the rook exchange. But this move was very good, giving up the gold, but using all the pieces. And it continues. Maybe just the bishop here was better. Now still, Gote is better, but Sente could also use it, all the pieces. So, and here, the most important position in the end game. So the bishop drop here. To force to use the lance to protect this square. And then if he could push this pawn and attack from the front, then it was still difficult, I think. In the actual game, so it was a very sharp attack here, sacrificing the bishop and the lance here. So it shows the strong strengths of Gote, Mr. Taichi Kobayashi. And from here, Sente had no chance to reverse the position. So throughout this game, Gote showed the strengths and the experience of Furibisha, of Nakabisha. But Sente also played patiently in the middle game. It seemed but for Sente, but Sente played patiently, and if Sente dropped the bishop here, it was still a very difficult game. But it's a little unlucky because just the pawn push here doesn't seem a very bad move, but just Gote's endgame was very strong. Yeah, so it was a very interesting game. So thank you for watching. Bye bye.